Hello, bonjour everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cyril, I used to be a stem cell researcher and this is why I can tell you about the science behind skincare ingredient. And for today's video we are going to do a shocking comparison between the Filorga, the Nutri Replenish cream versus a super affordable alternative which is the ordinary, the natural moisturizing factors that basically retail for less than €6. While the Filorga, so the French alternative, retails for €60. Ooh la la. So what I'm going to do for this video, I'm going to show you basically the two formula and walk you through and help you to understand a little bit more of how moisturizer is made. So before I do this, I want to walk you through the different categories of ingredients that you are going to find in any moisturizer. So the first category are what is required to simply have a moisturizer, which is Humectants, so a blend of molecules that are going to attract water, and then a blend of molecules that are going to trap in the water. So they are called emollient and also occlusive. So the occlusive is basically the hardcore version of emollient to really trap in this water. What is going to change depending on your skin type is that everybody needs a ton of humectants, but if you have drier skin type, you will need more emollient, especially occlusive, to really lock in this water. Conversely, if you have more normal skin, you will need some emollient, maybe some also occlusive, and if you have super oily skin, you will need like a minimum to almost no emollient and occlusive, so basically a product that is more humectant based. In the humectant family, you have lots of different molecules that can go to, of course, the really famous hyaluronic acid, glycerin that you find in almost every moisturizer. That is also an excellent one. You will also find, you can find amino acids, you can find exopolysaccharides that are very complex sugar, again, that attracts water. You can find dextran. What else you can find? Different types of molecules that basically attract the water. Also minerals are also humectants. And on the category again of emollient / occlusive, you find mineral oil. Mineral oils is one of the best occlusive that we currently have. This is also very inert on the skin, and in most skin type it is not going to be problematic, which is also why you find mineral oil in so many dermatologist medicine, because it is so inactive on the skin, but just do the job, which is to keep the water. In the emollient family, you also have some silicone, especially dimethicone. Dimethicone is an excellent emollient / almost occlusive. The good thing is that if you have super oily skin, some form of dimethicone can be actually excellent and doesn't feel very heavy on the skin, and etc. On top of this, you will need also a molecule to bind water and lipid, because as you know, in your kitchen, if you try to mix an oil with water-based product like vinegar, is not going to work. What you need is a binder, what we call an emulsifier, which is a type of molecule that have a head that likes water, another head that likes lipid, to bond the two types of molecule. And this is why all the face cream that you use, also a milk, they are all emulsions, and the oils are basically in the form of tiny droplets dispersed into the water phase that contains all the humectants. Other very important ingredients are the one to control the pH, because when you have all your ingredients, you are going to mix them, you need to measure the pH, and most products are at pH 6, and you will need to adjust it. So if it is higher, you will need, most of the time it is citric acid that is used to decrease the pH, or if it is a little bit higher, you will need sodium hydroxide to make it higher. And from time to time, you also find some molecules to stabilize the pH that you are going to see in those formula. Another category of ingredients that are of utmost importance are simply the preservatives, because if you don't make the product 100% sterile, but few brands are able to do this. Avene have a whole line, which is the Tolerance Extreme line, that is 100% sterile. Check my previous video if you want to know more about it. But your products are going to turn bad because of all the bacteria that you have on your hand, and also all the fungus and etc. And this is definitely something that you do not want. So you need preservative. And the last category of ingredient is going to change are what we call the actives. So for example, you can have antioxidant in the form of vitamin C, vitamin E, and etc., plant-derived botanical extract, and blah, blah, blah. When you know this, and especially the preservative, and you know the position of ingredient, it can help to determine, to have an idea, I would say, of the concentration of active, which is from time to time very relevant on how well a formula is made. So first, let's have a look with the Filorga and let's look at the preservative system. So in this cream, we have a lot of preservative. We have 3 to almost 4 preservatives. So the first one that pops up is chlorphenenzine. This one, the maximum concentration is 0.3%. Therefore, all the ingredients after this one will be below 0.3 or equals to 0.3%, so a very low concentration. Then we have phenoxyethanol, and the last one is ethyl-glycerin. Probably you also have another one just on top of chlorphenenzine, which is caprylyl glycol. And this is because there's a mix that sells caprylyl glycol with chlorphenenzine and also phenoxyethanol. Most of the time with skincare ingredients, you don't buy each ingredient by batches, but most of the time you buy already a pre-mix. And this saves money because when you are going to produce the product, instead of using 10 ingredients, you are just going to use, for example, 5, because you will already have like all the preservative mixed together. Also the glycerin plus certain humectants and etc. This will definitely impact the price, and some brands, what they're going to do is to buy all the mix, because like that the product costs less to produce basically. Another key element is also where is the perfume, and the perfume in this cream is quite high. So in Europe, the maximum concentration that is allowed for perfume is 1%. You cannot go up in a leave-on product. Most of the time, it is even lower than 1%. It is closer to 0.5%. It can be even lower to 0.1%. It all depends on the fragrance. So this cream, I don't know. I have never tried it. I have never also smelled it, therefore, so I cannot tell you. But what I can tell you, though, is that the sunflower oil and also the argan oil will be below 1%, which is a little bit unfortunate because this cream is sold as containing shea butter and also argan oil. It does contain argan oil, but less than 1%, and argan oil is a beautiful oil, sunflower seed oil also, so why not increase the concentration? Also, if you go at the end of the formula, like way below, even after the citric acid, you will find, first of all, some mineral in the form of potassium chloride. You also have calcium chloride, magnesium sulfate, sodium phosphate, so all of them are naturally occurring in the skin. They are part of our natural humectants, which is excellent. And we also find a lot of amino acid in the form of lysine, arginine, alanine, histidine, valine, leucine, and etc. Lots of them are also naturally occurring in the skin. And if you look at our natural humectants, which are named natural moisturizing factors, so the same name as the cream from The Ordinary, 40% of those natural humectants, of our humectants in our skin, are amino acid, and here they are way below in the formula, so therefore they are in the tiniest concentration. So it is very gimmicky to have them. You also have ascorbic acid, you also have an ester of retinol, which is retinol acetate in the end. Again, this is so gimmicky to have them at such a low concentration. They are not going to do anything for your skin, and I'm pretty sure that if Filorga just launched the same cream and they remove all of this after the ethyl glycerin, you will have the exact same effect. So for 60 euros, you are not paying for those active, which is unfortunate because they are excellent. Conversely, if you now look at The Ordinary, you will have a different story. So first, all the preservative system is at the end of the formula as it should be. And in this cream, this is phenoxyethanol and chlorphenenzine, which is excellent. Then you have the sodium hydroxide to increase the pH. So this one also is used in the tiniest amount most of the time. You also have thiethanolamine, which is a pH adjuster, so it helps basically to stabilize the pH. You also have a bit higher the citric acid to increase the pH. So now if you go in the beginning of the formula, so you have one beautiful emollient, which is caprylic capric triglyceride. This one is excellent. Then you have cetyl alcohol and also cetyl alcohol. So both of them are beautiful emollients, simple but very effective. And then you have glycerin, sodium iodide, and a bunch of amino acid, arginine, aspartic acid, glycine, alanine, serine, and etc. And all of them are naturally occurring in the skin. They are our, like I have said, humectants. And this time you find them pretty high in the list of ingredients compared to the Filorga. So most likely in this cream, they are at a higher concentration in the Filorga, despite the fact that this cream retails for less than €6. Also, a major difference is that in the one from Filorga, you also have some botanical extract plus the perfume. Therefore, if you have any skin sensitivity, you will be most likely reacting to the Filorga. In addition, it also has a lot of preservative that for certain skin type can be problematic, while conversely in the one from The Ordinary, it costs a fraction of the price. The formula is a little better. It is also fragrance-free. You don't have all those botanical extract, and you have also less preservative. So on the whole, it is a win-win situation with The Ordinary, which is not the case for Filorga. So I hope you like this video. Tell me down below if you want me to do more video like this. If you like this video, please thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to ring the little bell to not miss any of my new videos. You can also follow me on Instagram. I have a lot of stuff here, especially on my stories. I thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Au revoir. The thought of losing